They hit the wonderful save. That is magisterial.
The celebrations here are unbelievable.
Welcome in to Des Moines Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Des Moines Menace taking on St. Louis Ambush FC. And we've got a little bit of a tune-up game tonight. Thomas Campbell here with Charlie Bales. Menace already clinched a playoff spot. They will be hosting on Friday night, so the chance to put one final win in the column for the regular season. Charlie, it's a little bit of a different feeling tonight knowing that you're already in the playoffs, and not only are you already in the playoffs, you get to host. You've already clinched the division. Now you just want to avoid injury. How will they approach tonight?
That's a great question, and I think probably only Coach Charlie Latshaw knows how they're going to approach it through and through. You mentioned you don't want the injuries. You don't necessarily want to throw out a completely new team and then potentially people are rusty for the playoffs, yet there is always that risk of players with fatigue and other things, losing chemistry. So Charlie's going to know he's going to have them ready for the game, and they're going to take a tactical and technical approach that I think has them set and ready for Friday.
And you mentioned avoiding the injuries. Last week we saw a little bit of a different lineup from the Menace. It's more back to normal tonight with a few key changes, which we'll get into later. But should someone get injured for the Menace tonight, what's that next step? Is it make sure they're ready for next week, or expect to advance out of the first weekend and have them ready for the conference finals and league semifinals? What action do you take there?
Yeah, I think a lot of that is dependent on those relationships between Coach Charlie here in Des Moines, the player, and potentially the university or college that player is at and their coach. So a lot of instances occur like that across the league with the 144 clubs, where a lot of these kids are borrowed talent, and just doing what's best for the athlete in the long run, I think, is the important piece there.
Well, we will take a short break, and when we come back, we'll look at some of the playoff scenarios and the starting lineups for both squads. You're watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Yarman Ford Indianola, your certified Ford Model E dealer. All month long, save big on our new 2024 Ford electric vehicles. Lease a new all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning for only $345 per month. Lease the all-electric Mach-E for only $299 per month. Plus, the new Ford Power Promise. Get a home charger with your purchase. Come see our electric vehicle specialist here at Yarman Ford Indianola. DeYarmanFord.com.
It's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home, or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Beautiful night here at Valley Stadium as the Des Moines Menace finish out their regular season hosting St. Louis Ambush FC. Thomas Campbell and Charlie Bales here tonight. We've got a look at the playoff scenarios for tonight around the league. The Menace have already clinched. They will be hosting starting on Friday night, along with Steel City have clinched. Sueño and Minneapolis City are currently playing tonight for the Heartland Division title. Minneapolis needs to win by 2 or more goals. That game was 1-1 last we checked. Flint City also already in the playoffs. A win tonight would clinch the Great Lakes Division. Midwest United along with them are in out of the Great Lakes. And then Fort Wayne FC would win tonight if they would clinch the Valley if they win tonight and the final playoff spot in the Central Conference. And the way the League 2 playoff works is that you have 4 conferences, 8 teams get in out of each, so you divide the bracket up into 4 regions. The first 2 rounds in the Central Conference will be hosted at 2 sites, and then the conference final and then the meeting between the Central and the conference that they are paired up with would happen the following weekend. The Menace already hosting those first two rounds, the conference quarterfinal and conference semifinals, on Friday, and then potentially playing in on Sunday night. They'd have to win on Friday. And Charlotte, you've been around the League Two playoffs a lot. Just what type of grind does it take to win 5 games in 3 weeks against some very high-quality opposition, given just how vast this league is?
Yeah, obviously the teams, when you reach the playoffs, get better and better game by game. A lot of the approaches that I've seen as both a player and a GM in League Two is that it's an entirely new season, right? Like, you approach it as if you are 5 games away from winning a national title, 5 wins away, and it's about clicking at the right time, having the players really bought into the system, having the players that started the season still here, and those are all tough things to manage in the space.
We'll go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups now for both teams. First, for the host, the Des Moines Menace. Starting in the net, number 1, Gandhi Cruz, new addition to the squad this week. A back 4 from left to right of number 8, Paul Jones, number 2, Shintaro Endo, and number 3, Etienne Ravelli, number 6, Ryusei Shimanishi. Midfield trio of number 20, Luke Yuzakuski, number 24, Josh Saavedra, number 11, Yoshi Okawa. A front 3 of number 14, Cade Hagan, number 26, Sam Green, number 10, Rintaro Miyakawa. The starting 11 for the ambush will be a 4-2-3-1. In the net, number 14, Alexander Drexel. Left back, number 3, Trey Peterson. Number 10, Zachary Druhi. Number 29, Pedro Maidanis. Number 33, Andres Chalbad. Midfield 2 of number 21, Bobby Polly. And number 22, Clayton Hamler. Forward midfield 3 of number 16, John Gates. Number 24, Guillermo Soto. Number 34, Aman Marvin. And number 51, Brady Locker, leading the line for the ambush tonight. So on the Menace, little bit of changes. Sam Green entering the starting lineup. No Dominic Bockstein even in the 18. Then a new goalkeeper, Gandhi Cruz. We know Enzo Carvalho has dealt with some injuries throughout the season, so definitely not someone that you want to see injured. Are you surprised not to see Rami Attia start, given that he has played 2 games so far this season?
Yes and no. I think that here in Des Moines, it's always a very competitive training environment. Players come here to shine at this level to move on to the next, and that means that you have a pool of players that are competing day in and day out to be able to step onto the field and have those video highlights from this. So it could be something that the coaches have seen in training where Cruz gets to Des Moines and performs very, very well and has earned this starting spot.
Well, with that, we will take a break for the national anthem, and when we return, we'll have kickoff between the Des Moines Menace and Ambush FC. You're watching Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WauKeeChevy.com.
Building a better community doesn't happen overnight. It takes hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. It takes a team, and it takes time. For more than 75 years, NCMIC has been supporting our community. We share our time and talent with the organizations our employees are passionate about. It's just one of the many ways we uphold our promise. We take care of our own.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Just a moment away here from kickoff between the Menace and FC Ambush out of St. Louis. And St. Louis Ambush, for those that don't know, a longtime member of the Arena Soccer League here in the United States. Charlie, what can you tell me about them?
Yeah, they do a very good job, have a long-standing history in the Major Arena Soccer League. The players, a lot of the players that we'll see here on the field tonight are a former of the organization year-round, as opposed to the Menace roster predominantly coming in, call it May 1st, and heading back to school or signing professional contracts right after the season's over. So the Ambush players, whether they're playing in the first or second division of indoor, they are familiar with each other and have played together, both in indoor and maybe they've done some other things in outdoor, but the struggle that I've seen with some of these MASL teams and MASL 2 teams is that there are players that are just much better suited for the indoor game than the outdoor game, and it's finding that right combination and the right players that can get it done in both spaces that will lead them to be successful both indoor and outdoor.
Yeah, and you mentioned finding that combination of players. So far, the Ambush not able to do that. They're currently 5th in the Great Plains, technically tied for last with the Santa Fe Wanderers. They're 3-7-1 on the year, and really just looking to get out of the season positively tonight with a win. Nothing much left to play for. Tonight's Kick-Out Childhood Cancer Night here in the great state of Iowa and with the Des Moines Menace. So something that we want to highlight is the fight that the Menace dedicates and Iowa Health and Human Services towards eliminating child cancer. But we're just about to kick off Menace and Ambush FC to close out the USL League 2 regular season. Last week, the Menace, they did win 3-1 after quite a lengthy rain delay during halftime and the storms that we got over the 4th of July weekend. And they defeated St. Louis 5-1 in the second game of the season. So these two teams, it's been a while since they faced each other, which means, at least for the Menace, quite a lot of roster change since those opening two squads. Last few games for St. Louis, a 3-1 loss to Peoria before delivering a 3-1 win versus Springfield last week. Springfield team that started relatively strong but has fallen off late. Great win for the Ambush. Menace in their home red and black tonight. St. Louis in their visiting whites. Charlie, we know a lot of the starting players, they're in the lineup tonight. Do you think we see a lot of subs at the halftime break? You give them a half to stay fresh, but then second half, similar to what we see in late group stage matches in international tournaments or even in other sports like the NFL or college football where you know you have something clinched, you pull your starters in the second half. I think we'll see something like that tonight.
One thing I know for certain is, given it's Leroy Nzagouzi bobblehead night, I would expect for him to see the field. Otherwise, that might be a little bit of miscommunication between the Menace marketing team and the coaching staff. Other than that, I think it's game dependent and player dependent as far as how the players are feeling and just maybe the score of the game, because I know that Coach Charlie wants to end the regular season on a high, on a win. All these coaches at this level are extremely competitive, and if certain players need to remain on the field for that reason. I think he will do that. But look for Menace to come out early, try to get some goals so that they can make changes pretty early on in the match.
St. Louis controlling some of the early possession. Feet of Hamler. He's dispossessed by Hughes-Akuski. Green loses it. Pauly just gliding through the midfield here. Has Locker on the run. Brady Locker has that one intercepted. Pauly right back on it. That one out of bounds for a corner kick. The ambush on the attack early. Not something we usually see out of Menace opponents. Usually the Menace control the first 5 minutes of the match, but an early corner kick for St. Louis here already tonight. Robert Pauly standing over it. He goes short. That ball driven in. Endo, the first head to it. Menace. Hughes-Akuski intercepting. Where that's finally cleared. And headed on by Sam Green. Xander Drexler, his first touch of the night. John Gates all the way back. He traditionally in the front three. Coming back to receive that. There's Andres Shalbad. Switching the ball. Mervin looking for Locker. Can't quite find him. Hagen chases and keeps that one in until it's cleared out of bounds. No real attempt to possess the ball for the Menace in the early going. Shintaro Endo up to take that throw in. Finds Green. Sam Green dispossessed immediately. One travels out of bounds. Ravelli. Ford Shimanishi. Miyakawa, who starred in last week's victory, had 2 goals in the opening and final minutes of the first half. Peterson gets that one in. Now Ford, Brady Locker. Leaves it, Mervin. Mervin back across the box. Great tackle there. Etienne Ravelli sending that one out for a ambush corner. It'll be Robert Pauly to take this one again. Armand Mervin also standing over it. Pauly towards the back post and headed out of bounds once again by Green. Pedro Maidanes was there on the backside. Pauly and Shalbad over there. Will be in swinger for Robert Pauly here. Goes short, Shalbad. Floated, backside, headed away. Not out of danger yet. Hughes-Akuski leaves it for Hagen. That one pinballed up into the air. Endo over to Ravelli. Had a lot of possession from the Menace tonight. They've shown no attacking prowess yet. Schalbot intercepts Pauly. All the way across the field, Peterson. Peterson once again. Just driving forward. He's looking for Locker. Now Kuzikiewski. Hagen. Hagen gliding away. Back to Paul Jones. Kuzikiewski. Backheel Green. Now Rentaro Miyakawa. Miyakawa forward. Okawa. Back to Miyakawa. The shot, like it went off somebody's face. Shimanishi tried to follow up. Now the ref's whistle goes. Robert Pauly down on the ground. He took that shot right to the face. Take another look at that. Kawa right back. Yeah, that's a tough one to watch there, Charlie.
Tough one to watch, but more than likely saves a goal for his team, and that's just beautiful 1-2 touch combination by the Menace. It's funny because, you had just mentioned in the first 5 minutes, Menace really hadn't done anything. They conceded 3 corner kicks, nearly broke out on that last one. They were one pass away from that, but they can almost lull you to sleep at times and then do something like that where it's 6 very quick interchanging passes and runs, and that almost leads to a goal. So I think they're going to be comfortable with where they're at right now. It's almost feeling out the opposition in the first 7-8 minutes of this game to see what the ambush bring. It looks like they're sitting in a 4-2-3-1, Menace in their normal 4-3-3, so nothing crazy in the formational or tactical sense from either side.
You mentioned formational and tactical. Menace, they don't necessarily play positionless, but you'll see a lot of players play out of position, moving all around the field. Kuzikiewski receiving that one. Fancy footwork to glide through. Finally cut out all the way back. Ryusei Shimanishi. Taro Miyakawa.
Yeah, to your point, Thomas, it's becoming more and more common for clubs at every level to have certain anchor points and then allow for the freedom of players to.
Sam Green fires first time. Kawa, that one cut it off by Druhi. And a switched field. Shimanishi. Saavedra. Cade Hagen. Etienne Ravelli. Shimanishi laying it off for Miyakawa. Kuzikiewski back to. And since I said they had lacked the attacking prowess, it's been completely in the attacking half. That ball in for Sam Green. Couldn't quite get his head up to it.
Yeah, it hasn't crossed half since you said that, Thomas.
I have a history of announcer's jinx.
I'm good at starting to speak as soon as a chance is about to occur and then just cutting off my speech. I'd say one interesting thing, too, with those first 3 corner kicks is that, we've seen Rami and Enzo in goal, and Enzo's probably 6'3", 6'4". Rami's 6'1", 6'2". From up here, it appears as though Cruz is a couple inches shorter than that, and some of those services that are coming in and around the 6, that could be something to watch as far as corners or dead balls, set pieces, putting balls into the box, where we'll just see how Cruz deals with that in the rest of the back line.
Yeah, he did not attack those early corners, stayed home, something that generally we've seen characteristic out of the Menace keepers this year.
Without ever seeing him play, I'm just going to guess that he has a wicked side volley that's accurate up to 70, 75 yards. I'm calling it now.
Well, when I looked him up, his college profile at Oregon State and formerly DePaul before he transferred, a few of the pictures were of that side volley.
Okay, here we go.
We might see that tonight. Here's
Fire
Yoshi
it up.
Okawa. moving forward. For Luke Kuzakiewski, Drexel out to claim. Robert Pauly, a little long for Armand Mervin, all the way back to Gandhi Cruz. A side volley there. It's a clean rollout to Shintaro Endo. Endo. Ravelli. And as they like to play through the channels a lot, they generally avoid the middle of the field when getting forward. Tina Ravelli. Shimanishi, that one tapped out of bounds. Foot of John Gates. Jones. Jones listed in the left back position tonight. He's all the way across the field. That ball for Cade Hagan. He looked like he lost that one in the sun for a little bit as it travels out of bounds. A little bit of miscommunication there between the refs and the ambush. That Menace throw-in quickly taken by Armand Mervin. And no up to take that one. Yuzukiewski. One forward. Yoshikawa. One blasted out of bounds by Maidanis. Shimanishi now green. Akawa. Jones inside Yuzukiewski. Saavedra. Kuski over to Shimanishi. Menace biding their time, waiting for that one opportunity. Saavedra will reset with Etienne Ravelli. Josh Saavedra, now Paul Jones. Kuzakiewski. Foul there on the Menace. Drexel sends that one deep. Update from the Minneapolis SC game against Sueño. Minneapolis City SC leads Sueño 4-1 at the moment. With that win, they would clinch the Heartland Division, which would narrow down the teams that the Menace can face in the first round. Over to Ravelli.
I would guess Minneapolis City, other than just winning a trophy there, which is great for the club. Have a lot of respect for their club. They've been around for a long time and are doing it right. They we're going into that match knowing that they wanted to win and do that, but also to avoid the Menace in the first round of the playoffs.
The division winners won't play each other in the first round. Possible to face each other in the second round. The Menace one host. I don't know if the second host in the Central Conference has been announced yet.
I do not believe so.
So that could be one of, at the moment, Steel City, Minneapolis City, or I believe, should results go Flint City's way tonight, it would be all the way in Flint, Michigan, who's hosted a few playoff games and a very, very familiar playoff opponent for the Des Moines Menace.
And it switches from year to year. Traditionally, it's given to teams that do win their division. We've seen it where it goes to teams who have finished second, and that's all based off of the league likes to spread the love and give it to cities and teams that haven't had it before, but also you submit bids saying, you know, this is how we're going to treat the other teams that are coming to town. This is what it looks like.
Gates firing off the football crossbar there. That one curved left at the very last second. But that shot did have some venom on it. Should it have hit the target? We take another look at that from John Gates. Just went right by Shimanishi, but couldn't find the target there. You mentioned sharing the love. Obviously, Peoria hosting it last year, so it'll be Menace's first time in 2 years hosting the League Two playoffs. They hosted every round of the year they won the national championship. Bad ball played in. There's the first one from Guillermo Soto, giving Ambush the lead. 17 minutes into this match, a poor mistake from the Des Moines Menace. Just a terrible mistake in the back. We take another look at that. Endo back across. The one thing they tell center backs when you're playing to your keeper is never play a ball square, because just like that one, those are the ones that get cut out. That did. Ambush now lead 1-0. It's the first time in quite a few games that the Menace have trailed, so it'll be interesting to see how they respond with the playoffs on Friday.
Yeah, unfortunate for Endo there in that space of the field to just essentially mishit a ball that he could hit 98 times out of 100. And then Ravelli coming in and sliding to potentially block down the goal line just misses. So a couple things go wrong, and Menace trail at home in the 19th minute.
Ravelli back over to Shintaro Endo. Now Jones. Ravelli forward. Shimanishi laying it off. Miyakawa across the box. Hizakuski evens it up. Mere minutes after Guillermo Soto opens the scoring, Luke Hizakuski, the captain, levels us here at 1 in Des Moines. You mentioned earlier, it only takes a few passes for the Menace to find an opportunity, and they did there. Shimanishi laying it off to Miyakawa across the box. And Hizakuski in the right place. Take another look at that.
I think the ambush goal was a little bit of a wake-up call for the Menace, and sometimes, normally if that wake-up call, it just leads you to be a little more attack-minded and speed up the game a bit. Doesn't always lead to you scoring a goal 45 seconds later, but now we find ourselves even.
Pretty instant on that one. Endo over to Saavedra. That one, poor giveaway. Here's John Gates.
Square it.
Gates takes the shot. That one through and in. We've had quite a crazy few events. Gates through the legs of Gandhi Cruz and Ambush right back into the lead right off the kickoff following Luke Hizakuski's goal.
If the goals keep coming in at this rate, we're going to be looking at a, 36-36 draw.
you know, Gates there.
Good control, good control.
Nice clinical finish through the legs of Cruz. Ambush lead 2-1 here in Des Moines.
Yeah, the small touches in stride there to lead to the chance is impressive, and had maybe the option to square that ball, took it himself, and 5-hold Cruz.
3 goals, 5 minutes here at Valley Stadium. Shimanishi over to Endo, and it hasn't really been in the run of play from St. Louis. They've capitalized on a few mistakes from the Menace tonight, a few poor giveaways. There's a giveaway from St. Louis. Green the shot from distance, blocked by Maidanis, but Menace have to be feeling really no reason that they should be trailing at this moment, just a few poor mistakes. Jones sends that one out of bounds. Ravelli now with it. Flings that one up in the air all the way back to Trey Peterson. Pinballs around the midfield. Shouts for handball, and the call is given there. Not really a position that the Menace can look at a shot from, but potentially an area to play the ball in. Rather, they go short. Shimanishi. Forward, Miyakawa. That ball in behind, Akawa. Cut out, Pedro Maidanis. And Robert Pauly unchallenged as he advances that one. Hagen in there, gets ball first. One knocked all the way out of bounds by Hamler. Wanted the foul on Huzakowski for what he considered a late challenge. Kawa. Hagen tugged to the ground there. Might see the first card of the match. And it is for Trey Peterson. We take a look at that. Peterson just tugging on the jersey of Cade Hagen, dragging him to the floor. Jones back for Shintaro Endo. Now Jones. Again, laying it off for Ravelli. Ball chipped over, headed through by Gates. Out of bounds for a Menace throw-in. Green over Shimanishi. out for a goal kick. "25 minutes into this match. Ambush lead 2-1 thanks to 2 goals in 5 minutes. Kuzikiewski's goal for the Menace splitting those two. Kuzikiewski called for a foul after a push off the back of Guillermo Soto, the opening scorer in tonight's match.
That's the easiest call for a ref to make in the game. Right next to him, but you extend the arm, move the player in front of you, win the ball, it's going the other way.
Maybe a little bit of a shove out of frustration there from Kuzikiewski. Leveled the scoring, and then all of a sudden you trail once again. That one over towards Peterson. Peterson cut out by Okawa. Okawa can't quite catch up to his flick behind. Mervin brought that one down and almost immediately dispossessed. Rentaro Miyakawa. Menace still looking to get forward. Have not seen much attacking hope since that leveling goal. That one out of bounds off the foot of Kuzikiewski. Shalbad. Playing that forward, Ravelli sends it out of bounds. Maidanis back to Druhi. Druhi playing that one forward. Brady Locker. Locker slides it across. Gates fires the shot. Wide. Looks like Cruz had it covered, but still the more attacking team here tonight being the St. Louis Ambush. Gates got a nice turn on it, just wrapped around the ball a little too much.
Yeah, the confidence is there for Gates. Scored earlier. Had an option there to lay it off for another pretty open Ambush player. Shot top of the box, takes it himself, and does just put it wide. But someone that will continue to be dangerous as this game goes if Menace give him time and space in around goal.
Pauly back to Druhi. Ball played through Locker there to meet it before it's intercepted. Miyakawa plays it off Saavedra. As once again try to go through the middle there. Unsuccessful. Mervin. Soto looking for Locker. Endo. Forward, Sam Green. Flag raised for offside. Maidanis to play this one forward. One out of bounds. Ravelli. Kawa leaves that one. Huzakuski in a foot race. First to it, that one tapped off of Maidanis. Back to Drexel.
Huzakuski does well to react. I think he'll look back at that moment and wish he had played that ball into green first time instead of taking that touch, because it just allowed the ambush defender to recover enough to block it and make so the Menace did not have a chance on that opportunity.
Endo playing that one forward. It's just been a little stagnant in the attack for Des Moines tonight.
Not just attack, though. It's you know, we discussed and I brought up that goal by the ambush should wake them up, should spark something, instill something, and say, hey, we need to come out here and do something. But right now they're content. They're sitting back, absorbing pressure, and then when they do,
Mervin there fires that one out of bounds, and he had Locker across the box, chose not to go to him, but another flat-footed instance from the Menace there.
To be fair, it would have been a difficult. It's a bouncing ball, and he's got to essentially half volley that 20 yards pretty accurately to Locker. But obviously, the striker's always going to throw their hands up if they're not getting that final ball. Cruz kind of in no man's land as far as, do I come out, do I stay?
Ball forward, Sam Green giving chase. Green first to it, cuts inside. Sam Green.
What a
save
touch
there from Drexel. Just gets a hand to it to keep the lead at 1 for St. Louis. We take another look at that. Green receiving the ball over the top and then cutting inside. Drexel, just a nice singular left hand to it.
Got the left paw on it.
It'll be Sam Green to take this corner kick. Green lost that one inside all the way back out of Kawa. Plays it off, Endo. Endo back inside. That one off the head of an ambush player. Couldn't quite see which one. A few of them crowded around the area. But out for another corner kick. Green over there with Huzakuski short. Green, backside, Endo. And once again, tapped out of bounds by Alexander Drexel. Do that again from the other side. Green, back post. Drexel gets a hand to it. That one traveling backside, and then Peterson over there sends it out of bounds but keeps it from being another corner kick. Shimanishi, the long throw in. And Drexel there to claim. Alexander Drexel has put on quite a show in the last few minutes to keep this game firmly in the palm of St. Louis. Now Cade Hagan. Hagan dragged to the ground. Foul called on St. Louis. John Gates committing that one.
Was it Gates or someone else that got the yellow for ambush?
It was Peterson that got the yellow. Peterson was in there, though, and he cleared it out after the foul, but Peterson definitely someone that has to be careful playing in the back with a yellow card. And this more of a dangerous opportunity for the Menace for a free kick. It'll be Hagen standing over it, but the opportunity to either fire this one on net from distance or play this one towards the front or back post. Hagen, driven, front post, right into the hands of Alexander Drexel.
Really good spot, good ball, just timing slightly off us. You need that runner there with a glancing header to change the direction.
Still a little late on the run. Drexel sends that one forward. Hagen and Peterson as Peterson sends that one out of bounds. Hagen lays that off for Paul Jones. Now Saavedra. Endo. Hagen. For Jones. Ravelli lifting it over the top. Yuzukiewski losing that one. Paulie Ford has it intercepted. Saavedra out wide. Ryusei Shimanishi. Miyakawa. Now Yoshiokawa. Okawa towards the back post, too far. Sam Green manages to keep that one in bounds. Back for Paul Jones. Menace reset. Jones. Green. Jones getting it back, all the way back to Etienne Ravelli. Okawa. Rentaro Miyakawa. Sorry. Shimanishi. In behind. No one there. That one glances off the head of Trey Peterson. Out for a corner kick. Be Sam Green on this one again. Green. Drexel to it and cleans it up after fumbling that one.
Drexel's doing a good job of controlling those aerial balls. He's leaving a 6. He's almost claiming 12 yards in as his.
And he's a big reason that this game isn't tied at the moment. He's come up clutch in the last 10 minutes. Foul there committed by the Menace. And definitely not the first half that Coach Latshaw would have liked to see. You know, we discussed in the pregame about potentially being able to rest your starters in the second half. And, yeah, no, at this moment, not something that you're going to be able to do, knowing how competitive Coach Latshaw is.
Yeah, and to counter my early argument, you can also use it as a motivator too. I mentioned the player pool that he has, and if these guys aren't getting it done, and you have a playoff game coming up, giving an opportunity to those who haven't been starting matches to say, turn this around and potentially earn a starting spot, start in the playoffs. That could be a tactic as well.
Yuzukiewski intercepting that one. Okawa. Over to Rentaro Miyakawa. Menace on the counter. Miyakawa through. Yuzukiewski lays it off back post. Maidanis there. For the ambush and then sent out of bounds. by Shalbad. Yuzukiuski. Back to Ryusei Shimanishi. Yoshikawa. Rentaro Miyakawa. Looked to slide it into Sam Green, just not quite enough of a foot on it. Really 4 minutes plus added time left. See quite a few. Shimanishi playing it across. Yuzukiuski fires a shot. That one deflecting. Flag eventually raised for offside. Drexel taking all the time he has on this one, just looking to get St. Louis into the half with the lead. All the way back. Cruz claims relatively easily. Ravelli. One tapped forward, Saavedra unable to reach that ball in time. Right back to Etienne Ravelli. Shimanishi. As Miyakawa on the overlapping run, that one right off the back of Andres Shalbad. Yuzukiuski. Ravelli over to Shintaro Endo. That relieves St. Louis of a little bit of pressure, allowing them to get back into their shape. Now Gates forward. Brady Locker on the run. Endo first to it. Shimanishi. Dispossessed by John Gates. Pauly Ford. Armand Mervin. It's cut down by Cade Hagan. Sent the ball back to Trey Peterson right before that. And it's showing just a little bit of frustration here. That ball forward. Locker. Brady Locker through. Fires that from just about the worst angle you can fire on.
I think that was Locker's turn to not pass to Mervin after Mervin didn't pass to Locker earlier.
Yeah, just a little bit of goal seeking there and not quite an angle that you're usually going to find the net from. Hagan. Hagan battling with Peterson. Peterson has to be careful. He is on a yellow. Give it away. John Gates. He's already got one. Gates fires wide right. John Gates has been quick to jump on those poor passes in the midfield from the Menace tonight. I believe I heard the PA just one additional minute. 1 minute of added time after the 3 goals back to back to back. That ball forward. Yuzukiuski in behind. Yuzukiuski looking for his brace. Can't quite find it. That one wide left of the far post. Take another look at that. Shalbad and Maidanis just putting enough pressure on to unsettle Yuzukiuski there.
Yeah, and Thomas, I think that one of the reasons that comes off and a chance happens is Menace spend 45-plus minutes playing at a slow rate, building up, moving the ball from side to side, and that's the first time they go direct and over the top, and it results in a chance. It's teams just need to have a bunch of different ways to attack in their arsenal, and now Menace know potentially they can go in and look at that and realize that if they play just a little less what people would perceive as pretty and a little more direct, it could lead to quicker and more chances.
Well, that brings us to the end of the first half here between St. Louis Ambush and the Des Moines Menace. Menace trail 2-1 headed into the break. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have all your halftime analysis here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save big this month on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeYarmouth CDJR Ames. New Jeep Wagoneers with up to $13,000 off MSRP. Or get up to $16,000 off MSRP if you currently own a Ford. Brand new 2024 Ram 2500 Crew Cab 4x4 starting at only $42,990. And over 20% off on new Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4s. That's right, over 20% off. Save big here at the all-new DeYarmouth CDJR Ames.
It's hard to stop a train.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Building a better community doesn't happen overnight. It takes hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. It takes a team, and it takes time. For more than 75 years, NCMIC has been supporting our community. We share our time and talent with the organizations our employees are passionate about. It's just one of the many ways we uphold our promise. We take care of our own.
I'm Ty Duax from Ankeny, Iowa, midfielder for the Des Moines Menace.
I'm Andrew Klashewski, midfielder.
I'm Yoshia Okawa, midfielder.
I'm Alonso Soida, midfielder.
I'm Dulce Simonis, defender.
On the field, I score.
I create chances.
I defend.
It's tough.
Physical
Soccer.
Off the field, I help my body's defense.
By choosing vaccines
that are right for me.
Ask your healthcare provider.
Which vaccines are right for you?
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Menace trailing St. Louis Ambush 2-1. Their first time trailing at the break at home all year. They only have one loss in the year, and they have not lost at home since the 2018 regular season. So a little work to do in the final 45. We do have some playoff updates. We take a look at the playoff scenarios at the moment. Minneapolis City currently leading Sueño 4-2 last we checked. That game very close to going final. Fort Wayne leading 3-0 early in the going in that one. They would clinch the final playoff spot with a win there. Have not heard anything out of the Flint City game. But as of now, the Menace still the only confirmed host out of the Central Conference. Final host yet to be decided, likely to go to one of the division winners, being either Steel City, Minneapolis City, Flint City, or Fort Wayne if results hold. But 5 divisions, 8 playoff spots, and 7 of those already claimed, with the 8 looking well on the way, which means the Menace would likely face one of the teams who did not win their division, that being either Sueño, Midwest United, or possibly Peoria in the first round. As we'll remember, they played Peoria last year at Peoria in the second round of the playoffs, falling to them in penalties. They won one game against Peoria, tied to the other one this season, so potentially a third coming in Des Moines Friday or Sunday night. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have highlights from the first half. You're watching Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Halftime here at Valley Stadium. Menace trailed St. Louis Ambush 2-1. And before we get into highlights, we do have some news from around the league and specifically around the Central Conference. Fort Wayne has clinched the final playoff spot as Lexington SC has already lost their game. Minneapolis did defeat Sueño, so they clinch the Heartland division, and at the moment, all but one division clinched in the Central Conference, but all 8 teams clinched. Those teams, the Des Moines Menace, Peoria City SC, Midwest United, Flint City Bucks, Sueño SC, Minneapolis City SC, Steel City SC, and the final spot going to Fort Wayne FC. Those, the 8 teams that will be playing next Friday and next Sunday for a chance to advance further in their quest for the 2025 National Championship here in League 2. But we do have highlights to look at, those highlights being the 3 goals, and all of those highlights occurred within 5 minutes tonight. First goal for Sueño coming off a poor pass from Shuntaro Endo. Guillermo Soto there to clean it up and play that one home. Etienne Ravelli just late trying to clear that one out. The Menace responded almost instantly, though. Rentaro Miyakawa through Luke Kizakuski, first-timer into the back of the net. And immediately off the kickoff from that one, John Gates is an interception in the final third and is clinical with the control and the finish. 5 holes, Gandhi Cruz. And that's how we're here at 2-1. The Menace's first time trailing at half here at Valley Stadium all year. And not only that, they have not lost a League 2 game in the regular season here at Valley Stadium since 2018. So a lot on the line, despite there not being much in terms of standings in the last 45. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll have the second half between the Des Moines Menace and the St. Louis Ambush.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat & Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat & Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
It's hard to stop a train.
This is Flicks Brewhouse, but you can call us Flicks. And we're America's Cinema Brewery, where the craft beer and good times are always on tap. Visit Flicks Brewhouse. Go ahead, hit the button.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Halftime here, just approaching the start of the second half. Menace trail St. Louis Ambush 2-1. It's their first time trailing at home this season in the regular season, and they have not lost here at home in a League 2 regular season game since 2018, so a lot to play for in the final 45. No changes at the moment for Charlie Latshaw. You surprised to see no changes, Charlie, or you kind of thought he'd either use it as a motivator or maybe rest some of the starters, but no changes whatsoever at the halftime break?
I think that players at this level that hold themselves to a certain standard, probably that self-motivation of knowing it's not good enough and getting into the locker room and realizing that they needed to turn it around in the second half was enough. I'm sure that Charlie gave some words of wisdom, whether or not he was extremely motivating or just a little angry. That's dependent on the coach. But in front of this many fans at home in the last game of the year, where you're trying to get them to come back in 6 days' time to come support you in the playoffs, it's important that they get some goals and celebrate and go out on a high.
And you mentioned large fan base here. We've heard the stadium rock a few times on those corner kicks, but you definitely want them back out here on Friday and then hopefully Sunday night. And you kind of need to impress them tonight for that to happen. So a lot of work to do here in this second half.
I would add that for those fans that are listening at home, maybe weren't able to make it here today, but are here in the Des Moines area, the Menace have got to host the playoffs for many of years, as you mentioned earlier. And there will be 3 very, very good teams coming to market on Friday. There will be a game likely at 3 o'clock for 2 other teams, and then Menace playing at 7. Opponent TBD. But over the years, they're with top talent across the league, all over the place, and only the best making it to the playoffs. There have been players from other clubs that have come here, and from the Menace, of course, that then go on to play at very, very high levels. And it's a fun weekend of soccer where kids and families can come out and see some of the future stars of whether it's Major League Soccer, USL Championship, League One, or some players going overseas. It's a cool opportunity to host here in Des Moines.
One change for the Ambush at halftime. Number 27, Ryan Cadu, coming in, replacing number 24, Guillermo Soto. Soto opened the scoring tonight. Ball forward for Mervin, quickly taken away. Jones. Now Hughes-Akuski. Menace were pretty stagnant most of the way through that first half, but the first 5 minutes specifically, they couldn't seem to get anything going. And this first 5 minutes of the second half is generally a time where there have been pretty strong this year. Cadu making a charge forward, or he's dispossessed. Had Gates open at the top of the box there. Pretty poor decision not to play it to him. But the first 5 minutes of the second half, a time that the Menace have really shined this season.
Cadu's an older, in League Two standards, an older player, played at UMKC, but quick, very tidy on the ball, good attacker. They're not losing a step. If anything, they might be gaining something by making a substitution. I will say that he's definitely more of an attacker than defender. And so at times the Menace could be looking at 4 players running at them here in the second half.
Foul there committed by Bobby Polly. News from Flint City, they did win, clinching the Great Lakes Division, and were announced as the second host in the Central Conference. So 2 host cities will be Des Moines and Flint, Michigan, which means those 2 teams, at least for now, will avoid each other in the first 2 rounds, and they have a long history in the playoffs.
Very long history.
Dating back 5 or 6 years, it seemed like they used to face each other every year, and if there was a team that was going to beat the Menace, it always seemed to be them, outside of that year where the Menace did claim their second League Two crown. Adonis. We're looking for Gates. Menace first 2. The overlap run, Miyakawa. Looking for Green. Maidanis cuts it. Maybe just a little bit of an early pass there from Rentaro Miyakawa, a player that you generally trust with his feet to get in behind.
Yeah, agreed. And timing could have been okay. I think that him shaping the ball, just he more than likely just mishit it a bit, where in that circumstance, a little more inside bend that's wider to the player and then starts to curl in into the path is what he was looking for. I think he just mishit that one.
Now Okawa. Hagen in behind. Too heavy for Drexel. He was looking for Sam Green. Green took a ball off the face in the build-up in that play, so he looks a little shaken up down there on the field. Drexel sends that one deep. Mervin forward before that's taken away. Maidanis. Now John Gates. Gates currently has the goal that looks to win the match at the moment. Cadu. Back to Robert Pauly. Cadu. Forward for Gates. Gates in behind. Back across the box. That one cut out by Ravelli. Taro Miyakawa forward for Luke Kuzikiewski. That one intercepted. And once again, the majority of the game being played in the Menace's defensive half. Mervin. As that one taken away, Cade Hagen. Yoshikawa. Paul Jones. Jones laying it off. Saavedra. Saavedra in behind. Sam Green mistouches that. Kuzikiewski there to clean up. Finds Green. Sam Green has his shot blocked. Cade Hagen finds the corner flag.
Throwing.
That one all the way out for a throw-in. Never fun when you have a shot go out for a throw-in.
I think Hagen was trying to just pin St. Louis in deep. Really, really good run by Green, starting from an underlying position. I mean, the coaches will tell you not to make that straight run, but if it's the two center backs are spread out for St. Louis and the straight run is on, that was perfect timing, good ball, and if he just gets that touch right and is in on goal, it could tie this game up.
Saavedra dispossessed Pauly. Locker has that one taken away. Clean slide tackle from Etienne Ravelli. Now Sam Green laying it off. Kuzikiewski. One cleared out. Trey Peterson first to that one. Saavedra to Okawa. Jones laying it off Saavedra. All the way back to Shintaro Endo. Elbod first to take it away. Endo meets that one. Josh Saavedra was looking for Intaro Miyakawa. He was in behind. He did very well to cut that one out. Peterson. Okawa. Ishikawa plays that one through. Cade Hagen. Hagen. Back across. That one out of bounds off Peterson. Out for a Menace corner kick. They play quickly. Jones in behind. Ishikawa can't quite get the foot on. Gates now, he's got some speed. We saw it earlier. Gates and Shimanishi. He's got Locker on the backside. Gates slides it in. Brady Locker has it in behind, and that one unable to be cleared off the line by Josh Saavedra. Ambush lead 3-1 after a great counterattack from Josh Gates and Brady Locker. Not the way the Menace wanted to start this second half. Locker played it through. Cruz might have gotten a touch to it, just the slightest. Saavedra unable to clear that one off the line. Some substitutions waiting for Des Moines, unsurprising after that goal. Maybe a boost. Mayor Escobar, one of them. Leroy Ensiguti, the other one. This will be Rentaro Miyakawa coming off for Mayor Escobar. And Leroy Ensiguti coming on for Sam Green. Leroy, a fan favorite here in Des Moines. Played for Drake and very prominent role in the local soccer scene throughout the year.
Leroy gives the Menace and the match as a whole just a different look, because Menace, with the front three they put out on the field for the first 55 minutes, they had no threat of that in behind based off of whether it was the running or just the pace. But now when St. Louis does get forward and they throw a few numbers forward, it's one ball that can be as direct as you want, as ugly as you want. If it's into space and over the top, then Leroy could be in.
Brady Locker in behind. Cruz out there to claim. Locker almost finding his brace there, just needed a shot a hair earlier. And you talked about that over-the-top ball. We see the first one already to Ensiguti. That one in behind. Okawa first to it, and that's a penalty. Alexander Drexel caught him, and some arguments there from the St. Louis, but that one's pretty clear cut. Drexel late to that one.
I can't tell from up here. The keeper's always going to say he didn't touch him, but
take a replay.
Yoshi gets the touch. To be fair,
definitely got the touch, and Drexel just late to it. Yellow card there to Ryan Cadu. Few Menace players standing over this one at the moment. Still some conversations between the official and the ambush. A little shoving between Gates and Escobar there. Looks like it will be Yoshikawa who drew the penalty to take it. Not many goals for Akawa on this season, but he does lead the league in assists. Akawa steps up and sends Drexel the wrong way. Menace only trail by one. Brilliant penalty from Yoshikawa there to cut the lead to 3-2. A lot of time left to find that third and potentially a fourth. Little stutter step sends Drexel the wrong way. Kawa buries that one in the bottom corner. Well, still a lot of time left.
A lot of time. This for the Menace is the perfect storm. You see the, we'll call it controversial call, just in the sense that it's a bang-bang. It's at the highest levels. There's VAR to check this, and even then they don't get it right all the time, right? So it can be called either way, but obviously St. Louis on the road is going to complain about a call like that. The Menace score, momentum, fans get in the game, people start pushing and shoving. It's the wake-up call after the wake-up call of, hey, we're in this, we need to do this, while on the other end, the ambush is upset and chirping and doing things. So the game should pick up an intensity here.
And a 2-goal lead, commonly spoken, is the most dangerous lead in soccer, just because it only takes one to get the momentum, and once you have one, sometimes that sends you off to the races. And with the substitutions the Menace have made, they were very attacking-minded, and they were very good attacking players. Mayor Escobar, who had been on a tear through the month of June, and Leroy Enzaguzzi, a fan favorite who shows a lot of speed and opens up that over-the-top ball. A lot can still be done in the final 30 minutes of this regular season. Escobar. For Tushi Manishi, he mispossesses that one out off Cadu. A reminder, in the midst of all that pushing and shoving before the penalty, Ryan Cadu did pick up a yellow card, so now 2 players on yellows for St. Louis. Kawa. Saavedra. Now Endo. I'll leave it for Escobar. Paul Jones, plenty of space in the midfield, loses it to Pauly. Bobby Pauly looking forward. Cruz out to meet that one.
Yeah, Menace have to be careful in possession because when they split the center back 65 yards wide and throw Saavedra in between.
Enzaguzzi on that one, flag raised for offside. That's some of the trouble you run into when you throw a player with that kind of speed up top. You look over the top a lot, and often when it's a ball that long, he tends to be offside.
Jonah Dancer. I can tell you that without the notes. Went to Iowa City High.
So
coming in for St. Louis.
Fairly local kid. Dancer coming on for Trey Peterson.
Yeah, Dancer started at Western Illinois, transferred to Mount Mercy, and then has been playing MASL2 for St. Louis Ambush. But Milwaukee Wave, training player, and then to St. Louis Ambush 2. And his younger brother has committed to and will attend Drake to play men's soccer there in the fall, this coming fall.
An Iowa connection there within the team of St. Louis Ambush. That one played over the top. John Gates with it now. Gates through looking for Locker. Cruz out to claim.
It's a really good ball. Gates has been impressive.
He has. He scored the second goal tonight, assisted the third. Answer there, making his impact felt early, taking that one away. Now Saavedra.
63rd minute, we talked about indoor soccer and outdoor soccer, Thomas, and I can tell you right now that one of the main difference is the fact that in obviously the outdoor game, it's 90-plus minutes of continuous running, and indoor you can play a 30-second shift and get a line change, and maybe that comes into play.
Escobar, big save there, Alexander Drexel. Escobar had fired that one right at him, but still a good reaction save. We take another look.
I don't even know how he still holds it based off the initial.
Hit him, bounced up, and then he managed to get it. I think that one deep. And you were talking a lot more time in the outdoor game, so a lot more fatigue for more of those indoor experienced players.
Yeah, I was looking at Gates, who had just got forward, and then watching him in the 63rd minute jog back, and it wasn't anything dangerous by the Menace, so he has the right to, but he some of the ambush players you could see getting a bit more fatigued because they are used to that indoor game of run quick and fast and get a line change after anywhere from 1 minute to 2 minutes.
Saavedra. In behind, Yuzukuski laying it off. Okawa. All the way across from Mayor Escobar. Escobar looking in behind. He was looking for Enzagutsi. And ball committed by Escobar there. Really disagreeing with that call.
Speaking of the Iowa connection as well, we would assume that Sueño and Minneapolis City would come here on Friday, and there are currently 3 players playing for Minneapolis City. Jackson Kirsch from Marion, Iowa, scored 70 goals in high school. At Marion, now plays at Drake, and he's been absolutely tearing it up for Minneapolis City, along with Preston Knipsu, who's graduated from Valley a year or 2 ago and is at Drake. And then Andrew Heckenleibel, who is a product of VSA Rush and plays down at St. Louis University, all playing for Minneapolis City.
Mervin there lays it off. Pauly, that one blocked. Pauly gets it right back. Kick's good if this was a fall here at Valley Stadium. But a big missed opportunity there for Pauly. Cruz was still on the ground when he hit that one. Definitely the chance to make this a 4-2 game. Give St. Louis control firmly back. But the Menace dodge a bullet. Gates the first to that one. A few more substitutions to be made for the Menace. Cade Hagan coming off. Elo Iridakunda coming on, along with Ionle Traore. Traore replacing Etienne Ravelli.
Have you seen Traore suit up this summer?
I have. He's come off the bench a few times. Okay. He's been solid when he does come off. He likes to get forward, and he is dangerous in the box on corner kicks. That one played all the way down for Enzagutsi. Being chased before that's finally cleared by Chalbad. Traore, his first touch of the match. Back to Shimanishi, now Shintaro Endo. Jones. Back to Traore. Ball was forward for Yuzukuski. No one really in the area, though, at the time that Dancer arrived. Escobar now. Jones. Poor giveaway. Here comes Cadu. Cadu leaving it for Locker Endo, the first one there. And Gates claims it from Jones. Menace look a little asleep with only 20 minutes left to play in this one. Armand Mervin. Jonah Dancer. Or to Clayton Hamler. Way back to Zachary Jury. Ball in behind Mervin. Armand Mervin. Mervin met by Endo. Battle down there in the box. Endo holds on to possession. Foul there committed by Mervin. Paul Jones now down in the box. We'll take a few minutes off the clock and add some to the added time at the end of the game. Taro Endo. Saavedra, now Traore. One forward for Enzagutsi, can't quite find it. Ball forward for Mervin. Armand Mervin fires wide.
Jones will need a sub.
Jones goes down, and
a second ago he gave the nod like I'm okay, and then that ball went over his head and just physically unable to get back at that point. So,
and definitely someone that you don't want to see injured. He started quite a few games frequently, captained the side last week. Absolutely a player that you want healthy for next week's game. And a little bit of less rest time, a day less with the playoffs, and then 2 games potentially in 3 days. Two substitutions to be made. It looks like Ty Duax, one of them. I believe Brian Gutierrez, the other one down there. Jones comes off for Gutierrez. Will be Saavedra coming off for Ty Duax. Ty Duax, another product of VSA Rush, playing his college soccer at Western Illinois. Ball forward, Enzagutsi lays it off, Escobar. Now out wide, Irdakunda. Though Irdakunda loses that one out of bounds. Took a touch. No, did not take a touch off of a St. Louis defender. Drexel playing that one forward. Irdakunda first to it. Purdue losing that one out of bounds to Shimanishi. Traore with that sub moved out wide. Gutierrez moved to center back. Foul throw there. Not something you see at this level quite often, or expect foul throws in the early ages of soccer.
Sometimes they occur and they're just ignored.
Traore forward, Escobar. Okawa in behind. Traore making the run too heavy from Yoshi Okawa, out for another goal kick. Menace are getting forward.
Drexel did not receive a yellow on the penalty call.
He did not.
Okay.
It was, I Ryan Cadu received it after, and then Drexel, no yellow there, and I think just because it was such a bang play that, you know, to give a yellow there, you have to be very sure of your decision.
Keeper. I asked because a keeper on a yellow, who's then expected to or should essentially kill the game on some of those goal kicks and stuff, but then could be cautioned again for wasting time. That could get interesting. But if he's got a clean slate, look for him to kill a lot of this clock as the game progresses.
Definitely opens up the opportunity to see a keeper red card, something you don't often see unless there's a clear and obvious denial of a goal scoring opportunity, generally outside of the box. Another substitution to be made for the St. Louis Ambush. B. Number 6, Qua Nascimento. Coming into the game. Segusi tied up there with Shalbad, who moved to center back as Nascimento replaces Maidanis, moves out wide. Ball forward, Huzakiewski. By Shalbad. Huzakiewski goes down holding his ankle. Right back up, however. Out for a Menace throw-in. Shimanishi and Huzakiewski. One back to Gutierrez. And Zaguzzi laid that one off. It's intercepted by Polly. Polly loses that one out of bounds, but he's been there in a few key situations to make those interceptions right in front of the goal mouth.
I was going to say the same thing. He's covered a ton of ground and just been intercepting the ball and stopping Menace attacks, and also done a very good job of there are players that can do that, but then to be able to then retain possession for your team or break out or break a line, like that takes another skill set as well. And he's been able to do both in a lot of instances.
Iridakunda laying it off. Huzakiewski. Iridakunda right back. Nascimento sends that one out of bounds for a corner kick. Just got a touch on the tackle there. Valley Stadium shaking with all the fans. They're getting loud. Iridakunda lofts that one inside. Gutierrez looking to get a head onto it. Can't quite. Escobar from distance. Just too high. Take another look at that. Escobar. A bold attempt. Can't quite find the target. Menace running out of time to find the equalizer. Traore gets his head to it first. Now Locker. Cut down by Duax and Traore. That one out of bounds for an ambush throw-in. Brady Locker down on the near sideline. Dancer back Drew he sends that one forward. Headed away, Kuzikiewski. Now to Gutierrez. Gutierrez dispossessed by Cadu. Here's Pauly. Pauly cutting inside. Pauly fires the shot, saved by Gandhi Cruz.
Still no side volley.
Poor pass from Iridakunda there. Gives the ball away when the Menace were breaking. And now back to Cruz. Cruz over to Shimanishi. Duax lays it off. Okawa. Now Kuzikiewski. Shimanishi. Forward for Iridakunda. Iridakunda glides inside. Elo Iridakunda. Cut out. Ref says all ball. Iridakunda still down as Drexel claims the big run from Elo Iridakunda. Ref blows his whistle. We take another look at that. Elo Iridakunda cutting inside. Big tackle from Jonah Dancer, and very clearly did get the ball.
You know what I call that, Thomas? I call that a roadblock. You're in the way. The attacker dribbles India. It was a really good just slalom run at pace, and ultimately needs to beat one more and get the shot off or lay off to someone else. But it's good to see Elo respond after giving the ball away on the previous attack to then have the confidence to go and do that. It is good to see. It's promising, and Menace should create a couple more chances here in the last 10 minutes.
Okawa. Forward for Elo. Makes the move past the defender. In behind Iridakunda as that one blocked by Pauly. He's there once again, cutting out the Menace's attacking opportunities.
And Leroy wanted that early. Elo takes that makes the nice move, 1v1, gets past. Leroy's hand goes up. He wants the ball early, doesn't get it. I'd like to see Enzuguzi just do a better job of then creating that second run to provide an opportunity for Elo to find him in the box. But
giveaway there. Armand Mervin. Mervin looked like he wanted to go for goal.
He had every right to, just to miss it. When that comes off, you're a hero, and otherwise your teammates are looking at you like you just gave the ball away, and now the Menace are attacking again.
Yeah. Ball played through for Ensaguzzi. Drew he first to meet it. Dancer keeps it in bounds or just travels over the touchline. Throw in for the Menace. They inch closer to that equalizer, but haven't quite been able to find it. The defense of St. Louis has been stout.
If we think about Drexel's touches and saves, though, I think that he was, despite our commentary being that Menace didn't create much in the first half, he was tested more in the first half than what we've seen in the second half so far.
Okawa laying that off for Traore. Escobar. All 11 for St. Louis in their final third here. Escobar over to Duax. Iridakunda. Back to Duax. Duax back to Gutierrez. Kawa dispossessed. Endo first to meet it. There, Traore, poor touch. He recovers and taken to the ground. Akawa right to it. Gutierrez.
That's sick.
Ollie once again there to cut it out. Surprised to see the advantage played there and no call. Traore was cut down after he went up and got that one out of the air. Endo back to Cruz.
Yeah, they comfortably made two very quick passes there, so it is that advantage is happening. But Menace, we've talked once or twice about them just whether it's needing to wake up or it's just a little slow, but also some of the touches and passes today have been sloppier than the standard that we normally see, and it happens in the attack a lot and goes unpunished. But we saw in the first half where Endo plays a ball that's not something he normally does, and that leads to a goal.
Going through the back there was Shelbod. And Zaguzzi drawing the foul just outside the box. A dangerous, dangerous tackle from Andres Shelbod. Take another look at that. Frankly, lucky to only see yellow in that position, going with 2 feet.
Yeah, no studs showing necessarily, and it's kind of just a sweep the legs WWE type move. But you're not gonna not be called for a foul when you have to go through both a player's legs in order to say that you touched it.
Escobar, back post, finds its way through, and it's in! Shintaro Endo has equalized here in the 85th minute. Amidst the chaos of the box, the ball found its way to Shintaro Endo. Clinical volley, and then off of Shelbod into the net.
And good for him. It's good to see Endo. It's very easy for a player to he will take ownership. He very clearly made a mistake in the first half that led to a goal for the ambush, and for him late in the game to come forward and get a center back goal is just really good to see, and it speaks to just the mental fortitude to stick within the game, forget about those things, and move forward. And he's leveled the match for the Menace.
Substitution for St. Louis, Luis Patala on for Armand Norvin. Go back there to meet that. Mente on the throw-in. Cadu loses that one out of bounds. Still 4 minutes plus what will be probably a hefty amount of added time for either of these teams to find a winner. Cadu in behind now, Ryan Cadu. Cuts towards the net, squares it, Cruz first to it. Out for a corner kick. Cruz came out, got big, just like they teach you to do in that situation, prevented the cutback and what likely would have been a goal. St. Louis's manager receiving a yellow card.
Which is interesting because I thought that Charlie was the one complaining because it could have been called for a foul there in order to get past the defender.
Pauly, driven, front post. Cruz out to meet it. Out for another corner. That one slides out of bounds. One of those ones where it gets a little bit nervy when you see your keeper come out to claim it and you see one roll away.
If Cruz somehow finds this ball, this is going to be my side volley to Leroy sprinting up the field.
Pauly, across the back. Cruz, big diving punch, sending that one out of bounds. We'll do that again from the other side. Time just ticking away.
Do I need to call it again, or can my carryover work?
I think your carryover works
right
here. I mean, essentially the same thing. Robert Pauly near post again. That one headed away. John Gates first to it. And Zakutsi, forward, Akawa. Akawa laying it off Shintaro Endo. Menace on the break. Menace across the box, Akawa before headed out of bounds. Jonah Dancer back there. Corner kick coming from the Menace. They've scored off 2 set pieces tonight. It'll be Mayor Escobar on this one. Time ticking down. Escobar driven into the middle. That one just headed over the bar. Menace there to meet that. We take another look. Escobar drove that one into the right spot. Minute plus added time left to play. That one forward. Gutierrez first to meet it. Cruz clears. Escobar keeps that in. Traore. Anzaguzzi on his bobblehead tonight. Leroy Anzaguzzi. Back across the box. Yoshikawa. That one blocked. Kuski hits the underside of the bar. Anzaguzzi.
Goal.
It's a goal.
It might have been Leroy.
It might have been Leroy. Can't quite tell. But the assistant official, the linesman, calls it in. The Menace take the lead in the final minute of regulation. There's some confusion there. The Menace lead 4-3 after trailing 3-1 earlier in the match. 3 unanswered here in the second half.
I think 3 different players had attempts cleared off the line, at least 2.
We'll take another look at that. So it starts here. Anzaguzzi playing it back across. Akawa, that one's cleared. Kuski, that one hit the underside of the bar. So I don't think it was Leroy. I think it was Kuski.
Yep, you're right.
That was cleared off the line. AR said it went over. The captain, Luke Kuski, finds his brace. The Menace lead 4-3. And all of a sudden, St. Louis trailing in a game that, for the most part, they had been in the front foot and in control of for about 90% of the 90. Be already through 1 minute of added time, and it's going to be a lot more than that.
I talked earlier about putting on a show for the home fans so they come back in 6 days. I think a 7-goal
thriller. And, if you hang on to win this, Gutierrez, Duax now.
I thought I was going to start talking while they had another chance. But, yeah, a 7-goal thriller where Menace come back and win in front of this crowd who, their feet are going. Every corner kick, it's loud. They're bought in. Should lead to them going home and wanting to be a part of the next weekend and win or you're done.
Only 4 minutes of added time now, whether that's 4 minimum or 4 to be added on to the end of the one that was taken from the goal is yet to be seen, but still plenty of time for St. Louis to find that equalizer. Gutierrez sends that one out of the stadium. Gates over on the throw-in. Gates into the box. Cruz out there to claim. You might get your side volley here.
Menace are up now. I should have rescinded it.
He'll take some time on this one, but I'll just go short to Shintaro Endo. Endo sending that one down the field for Mayor Escobar. Escobar leaves it to Okawa on that. Escobar gives chase. Anzaguzzi sends that one out. Said it deflected off the foot of an ambush player. Dancer clearly unhappy about that one. Menace will be able to kill off a good amount of time here. Traore forward for Okawa into the corner to kill the game. That one to be out off Patella. I guess Traore would go. No, I figured he'd go back into the corner with Okawa there. Kuski, Escobar now. Escobar cutting through. Escobar off the chest of Andre Shalbad, but another corner kick for the Menaces. Time ticks down Only 20 seconds left in the minimum of 4. We might see a little bit more than that.
Thomas, I think they might do a short corner kick here.
You know, I would expect.
I'm calling it. That's my only time I'm calling something.
I think you'll be right on this one. Yep.
Yep, I'm 1 for 1.
Escobar right in there to Traore. Traore losing that one out of bounds. That's the end of the minimum 4. But we play on. And Taguchi giving chase. Escobar now. Escobar just taking that one to the corner. He dances through inside. And Taguchi there to meet it now. Pauly has to get this forward. Not a lot of time.
Pauly's still going too.
That one forward for Cadu. Gutierrez the first to get the head to it. Traore meets that in Iridacunda. Takes that out wide. Nascimento, big tackle there. Forward for Ryan Cadu. Potentially the last opportunity for the ambush. Cadu plays that one all the way back for Batala. Now Hamler. Nascimento back to Hamler, gets it right back. Iridacunda cuts it off. Shimanishi clears, but that went out of bounds a little quicker than Shimanishi would have liked. Throw-in still in a dangerous area. John Gates. Cut down, foul given away in a dangerous spot. 30 yards out from the net.
You love a goalkeeper coming forward on the last attack.
Potentially the last action of the game. It'll be Robert Colley on this one. Alexander Drexel up to give the ambush one more attacker.
Drexel's the biggest attacker in the box.
At the death. Pauly towards the back post. Headed away by Endo. Taguchi out to meet it. And that's it! The Menace storm back from 3-1 down, claiming victory in their final match of the regular season. 4-3 over the St. Louis Ambush. Just an all-around effort in the second half tonight, Charlie.
Good response. I think the Menace obviously happy with the win, but still will expect more of themselves. Put on a really good show here for the fans who, I think I saw a graphic for the first 500 fans getting a free scarf or towel for Friday's game, 7 p.m.
I believe it's a flag. And
flag. There we go.
I'd expect there to be lines out the door just like there was tonight for that Leroy bobblehead.
And if Minneapolis City is playing at 3 with the local connections they have here, that could be, honestly, in however many years I've been around this organization, that first game, normally teams coming in from all over the place. Not too many fans are at that game, but it could be pretty well attended as well. Both really good matchups.
We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll wrap it up here from Valley Stadium. You've been watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat & Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace. A Heat & Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
It's hard to stop a train.
This is Flicks Brewhouse, but you can call us Flicks. And we're America's Cinema Brewery, where the craft beer and good times are always on tap. Visit Flicks Brewhouse. Go ahead, hit the button.
you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Menace defeat the St. Louis Ambush 4-3 in their final regular season match after what can only be considered a wild game. Man of the match tonight, Luke Kuzikiewski, scoring 2 goals. Crucially, the first goal and the final goal in a very chaotic sequence in the last minute of regular time. Menace will be back in action on Friday night at 7 o'clock to host their first playoff match. There will be a match before that here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Game times and matchups will be coming on Monday. But for Charlie Bales, our producer Randy, I'm Thomas Campbell signing off from Valley Stadium. You've been watching Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.